Hello, and welcome back. It is once again time for some Final Fantasy XIV. Got a number of side quests to get through. But off stream, done some things. Gunbreaker level 75 now. Dragoon level 64. Reaper 85. Of course, Ninja and Sage are both level 90, so Sage has their Manderville weapons. Now, once Reaper gets to 90, I'll be able to get the Reaper Manderville weapon. Speaking of Manderville weapons, I've got enough resources for 1 and a quarter. Once I get some more tomestones, I can work on getting more of those. But I'm currently at 795. Not too bad. I'm maxed out on heliometry. And for this week, I'm maxed out on mathematics. But next week, I'll be getting another 450 mathematics. I've also got 3 Hollow Sabers now, so I just need 1 more next week. Once I get that and the other 450 mathematics tomestones, because I'm not sure how much it costs for a weapon. How many mathematics tomestones? I'm pretty sure it costs a decent chunk. I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I mean, if I am wrong, then I can just spend the mathematics on some other piece of gear. But, Dark Knight, gear-wise, looking pretty good. We've got the 750 legs, 750 hands. We've got 740 earring, necklace, and ring. And the 720 boots and weapon, and then 725 helmet, chest piece, bracelet, and ring. So we're doing pretty good. Average item level 731. Our Viper is only 709 currently. Doing pretty good. It got 740 body for them. I'm about to get 740 pants because I've got enough of the hollow trousers now. So that'll give them the 740 pants. They've still got 690 gloves. 710 boots though. 710 boots is pretty good. And then still 700 hat and 690 weapon. Need to work on the weapon for sure. But we've got 1 725 ring and bracelet for them. And then we've got 710 necklace, 710 earring, and 700 for the second ring. So we need to get him a better second ring, better gloves, so better weapon for sure. But that's how they're doing. I figure we'll do some side quests as Ninja, since I do want to eventually get that to 100 to match up with Viper. The weird thing is the dungeon that gives you those item level 725 pieces of gear, I have not gotten a single piece of like actual equipment for Ninja or Viper, which would be scouting. I haven't gotten a single piece. I've gotten aiming accessories, you know, earrings, bracelets, necklace, ring stuff. Well, actually just bracelets and ring, but for aiming. But I have not gotten a single piece of actual, like, gear for it, which is weird. Really weird, mainly because I've only got 2 level 100 jobs, and that is tank and scouting. You know, fending and scouting. That's it for my jobs that are level 100. So why am I not getting more gear for scouting? I've got like a full set of healing gear, Not that any of my healing classes are anywhere near 100. I mean, Sage is 90, but it's still a ways off from 100, and I don't want to get it any higher right now. I want to level up the other healers before I do that, just so I can get rid of some gear instead of tacking on another set of gear into my storage. Anyways, we got 2 quests here with Unukalai, which are probably more super difficult in quotes. At one time they were super difficult. Boss fights. Trials, yeah, like that. Is that Sephiroth? I have something for you, Warrior of Light. During our expedition to banish Sephiroth, I came across a certain relic, and I believe it would be put to best use in your hands. It is an elegant device of the kind used to store information. In this case, the record of the furious conflict that took place on the shores of Mericidia between the Icon Sephiroth and the forces of Alec. Should you present this tombstone to the verification node outside Triad Control, the node systems will analyze the various aspects of the conflict and create for you a false icon against which you can train. Consider it a sort of mock battle that presumes a Sephiroth who has broken free of his shackles. If I understand it's working correctly, the node should also be capable of manifesting a far stronger incarnation of the icon. This would mimic the catastrophic consequences were Sephiroth ever to absorb an additional source of energy, say, by defeating another member of the Warring Triad. A compelling challenge for a warrior of your ability, yes? You need not possess Mistress Kryle's knowledge of Alekan technology to begin this particular battle. Simply present the tombstone to the node on the flagship, and then follow the orb's instructions. I hope the experience brings you valuable insight, Warrior of Light. And then the fate of stars. I'm troubled, Warrior of Light. The 6th Legion will not soon surrender its pursuit of Alekan technology. Got a call coming in? While it is true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in attempting to breach Azazel's defenses, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Pray, excuse the interruption, but a call to this link pro can only come from one of your fellow Scions. Arcana Stola, what news? And you are quite certain they have broken through? Yes, of course. We shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Guardians have succeeded in dispelling the barrier Urianger placed upon the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control primal entities. Arcana Stola requests that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray, depart at once. I will join you when I have informed the other Scions of this development. Yes. Well, we shall handle that in a bit. I have joined the duty finder for the Void Ark. I doubt that will fill it. But I figured I'd put it up just in case. We'll see how things go. Yozen, what's up?
Oh, hey there, Mistress Genasia. We're not here to say goodbye, or you're not here to say goodbye, are you? It's not fair! Why do they get to decide it's time to go back? I mean, I miss Doma too, but they should have asked us first. Huh? Miss Philomen wants us to come to the cafe? Whatever it is she thinks we did, Oh, it's not like that? Well, all right then. With me, guild members. Miss Philomen needs us. You too, Miss Genasia.
Uh-huh. Sure, kids. What's up here, right? Yeah. Hello, Miss Philomen. What's up with that chest? I don't remember there being a chest over there.
You came! I've been waiting for you all so long. All members of the Doman Adventurers Guild reporting for duty. So what's the adventure? Monster hunting? Garling gold? Oh my, nothing so dramatic. Rather, I wanted to give you all a reward. Reward? Really? A reward for your many deeds in service to Revenant's Toe. When the frontier hands needed a helping hand, you were there. When there was no one else to look after the younger children, you were there. And through it all, each and every one of you carried out your duties with a smile. That is why you are more than brave adventurers. You are heroes to the people of the Toll. Heroes deserving of a very special reward that just so happens to be right over there.
That chest that I immediately clocked. Yeah, that doesn't look suspicious at all.
Treasure!
Why is it so suspiciously placed?
Wow, look at these! Look, Miss Genasia, she got us matching hats. We'll make them the official uniform of the Doman Adventurers Guild.
They suit you, little ones. Wear them with pride.
Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonnet, I thought you were away on important Scion business.
Recently returned, and it is a good thing we are. We heard of your impending journey and hoped to see you before you left. You are both very happy. We are both very happy that you may finally return to your homeland. They have a great need of stalwart adventurers like you lot there.
But I don't want to say goodbye.
Then don't. There's no need to. You're adventurers, are you not? Adventurers never stay in one place, for it is not who we are. We walk paths all our own, never truly beholden to any one nation or creed. So don't say goodbye, because we may, nay, we will meet again.
You'll see. We'll become the most famous adventurers in Yansha. And then we'll return to Eorzea and become famous here too. Everyone may know the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Warrior of Light, but just you wait. Years from now, they'll all be talking about the Doman Adventurers Guild.
I'm looking forward to it. Grow strong, grow famous, lead the tales, little ones. We must get going, but thank you again for making the arrangements. Take care.
Right. We mustn't neglect our training. Find the heaviest crates and carry them to the horsebird carriages. Miss Genasia, Miss Philomen, thank you for the caps. We'll take good care of them.
I'm sure you will. Silly little kids. One
final journey. Hosann. The children are delighted with their new hats. Miss Philarmon could not have chosen a better gift. Preparations are proceeding apace. Slathborn and the guild have finalized arrangements for the ship, so once we have finished here, we need only make our way south. How many times have I thanked you, I wonder? Not enough, that much I know. Thank you, Genosia, from the bottom of my heart. You are and ever shall be a true friend to Doma and her people. I expect you will find yourself in the Enclave before us. If so, I pray you tell Kozakura that we shall join her soon. At the Doman Enclave. Well, first, we'll head near Little Alamigo. It's over here. Cutting the cheese. Okay. And then authored. And where was Little Alamiga? There it is. Switch to monk real quick. And is that just leaves? Yeah, it's leaves. What the? The map clearly shows a path here, but it lies to me. There you are. Pachaka.
Zenza is still alive, but I fear she'll not remain so much longer. But moments ago, she was taken to the ruins to the south. You will have already heard, but I couldn't find a bloodless way to open chakra of an opposing aspect. Thus far, you have opened 13 chakra, the most of us three. But one more, and you could face Harahatia as an equal. Fight me, Genosia, and make the final chakra yours.
No, this isn't the way. Listen to Genosia. She speaks the truth. It is not the way. We need power, this is true, but at what cost? If you die, Zenzo would grieve. Victory would have no meaning. Remember my words. All our chakra may not be open, but we have each other. Together we can defeat Harahatia. We can rescue Zenza. The disciples of our sex once fought side by side. Let us do so again, as we did in the days of old.
Thank you, Weidergelt. I shall stand with you.
First, I will try to persuade Harahatia. Convince him to see reason, but if my words fail, be ready to fight.
Oh, I can't start this while I'm in a duty finder. Alright. Well, then we will withdraw from that. I'll just put up a party finder in a bit.
We go to confront Harahatia. Are you ready, sister?
I'm ready. Yeah. Let's do it.
Hear me, Rahatia. We come, but not to accept your demands. Nay, we would remind you of the past, of the true nature of our order. Our two sects once fought beside each other, not against. Together we can achieve much. Let us join hands, brother, and rebuild the Fist of Rhalgr.
Cowards like you bring shame upon our order. Plainly, it is you who needs to be reminded of our true nature. The arduous training to hone mind and body, the blood we spill and shed, all of it is for no other purpose but to honor the Destroyer. We pay him great tribute by dueling to the death, and in return he grants us great power. The power of all 14 chakra. By consorting with the royal house, the disciples of light lost sight of their true nature. For this, Rhalgr visited destruction upon them. But in his wisdom, you were spared. That your existence, feeble though it is, might serve to raise us higher upon your battered bodies. The Fist of Rhalgr shall be restored to its former glory.
You are wrong. The Sect of Light was undone, but not as you say. We misused our power. We turned it upon our own people. For this we were cast out. Now you misuse your power. You turn it upon your own comrades. It is the same. It will end the same. You will destroy yourselves as we did. Do not make the same mistake, brother. If we are to survive, we must find another way, a way to prosper together. Or we shall perish in vain, all of us. Those who have power must choose. You must choose. With it, will you pave the way for life, or will you destroy it? Surely the choice is clear.
I grow weary of your blathering. You have already declared your unwillingness to meet my demands. There is not more to discuss. Take the adventurer alive. She will yet prove useful to us. Kill the rest. You can try with your little chompy fists. But I got fire fists. Hello? Let's go.
Sansa, are you all right? You came. Thank you.
So you've turned against me, the both of you. Have you forgotten who it was that saved you all those years ago? But I pride myself on being a forgiving man. In lieu of an apology, I shall accept your life force.
What?
Your power is mine. Be glad, my wayward pupils, that you were useful to me at the end. Magnificent! My body is as a raging furnace. It shall be as child's play to unleash my ultimate technique. It ends here. Yeah, that's right, I palmed it. What? I palmed it. Can it be? Your final chakra has opened?
That's the only explanation, which means that Junasia's now an equal with Thrahatia. If we fight together, we may yet triumph.
Triumph, you say? I do not recall having raised such a foolish child. Junasia is as a suckling babe with her new chakra, while my entire being is fairly ablaze with the life energy of 3 monks. It matters not how many of you there are. You cannot hope to defeat me. Oh yeah? I palmed your super powerful attack. Just walked up and went, no.
Your friends are still around?
I do a little dance on your corpse.
By the way, I have completely forgotten. I know that some of these do something. Okay, yeah, this one's from the rear. Flank. Okay, so that's the one that goes on the side. This one goes on the rear. The others don't care. Cool. And then, real quick, so Howling Fist. Under in a straight line before you. Yeah. Transform this fist to self, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. There's 3 stacks of perfect balance, each stack allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. 20 seconds. Additional effect grants Opo Chakra, Curl Chakra, and Raptor Chakra, depending on the form. Changed to upon executing actions. Can only be executed while in combat and when not under the effect of any Beast Chakra. Wiedergeld. It is over. Zensa is safe. Together, we achieve the impossible. Yet my heart is heavy. I failed to convince Rahatia. Every step I take, every move I make, blood is spilled. With my power, I know only destruction.
That's not true, Wiedergeld. A monk's power can also be used to save, like you saved us. We have a favor to ask of you. If you are still intent on rebuilding the Fist of Ralgr, we would lend you our aid. We'd bring whoever's left of our sect. Together, we can restore the order to the way it used to be, with disciples of light and shadow side by side. And together, we can think about what power means to us. Thinking about it alone, your mind's liable to take you to a dark place. Better to have comrades around who share your cause, I reckon. With Rahatia gone, Genasi is the only soul left who has opened all 14 chakra, and a soul of gentleness she is. She did not seek power for its own sake, yet she has reached the zenith of our art. In so doing, she has shattered our old preconceptions and shown us another path. And in opening her final chakra by stopping Master's technique, she has given us hope that there is a way to open all chakra without bloodshed.
Thank you, Zensa, Ochaka. Together, we will create a new path and lay a new foundation for our order. Together, you, me, you, her, and my golden pants. Genasia, it is your shining example it is to your shining example that we turn. You are as a star. We look upon it. We strive to reach its heights. The way may be dark, and it may be filled with hardship, but come what may, we will forge on towards your light. Promise me this, sister. Ever use your powers for good and for the realm.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that masterful blitz and enhanced perfect balance. Masterful blitz. This concludes the monk's quest for Heavensward. Yes, I know. I've already done everything required to unlock the next stage, but Beast Chakra. Executing certain weapon skills will open Beast Chakra, Oppo Chakra, Curl Chakra, and Raptor Chakra. In accordance with the form normally required to execute, after opening 3, you will be able to execute one of several powerful actions. 3 distinct Beast Chakra will allow the execution of Flint Strike. 3 of the same allow the execution of Elixir Field. And 2 distinct chakra, with a third repeating one, allow the execution of Celestial Revolution. It is also possible to open the Lunar Nadi and Solar Nadi by executing Elixir Field and Flint Strike respectively. Opening 3 Beast Chakra and both Nadi allows the execution of Tornado Kick. Boy, is this getting complicated. The actions Twin Snakes Demolish, acquired at level 30, and Dragon Kick, acquired at level 50, will grant stacks of Oppo Fury, Raptor Fury, and Curl Fury. Yes. So, Beast Chakra gauge now. Dude, this is getting cluttered in here. Getting chakras and nadis and ridiculous. The Forbidden Chakra delivers an attack with a potency of 310. Can only be executed while in combat and under the effect of 5 chakra. 5 chakra close upon execution. So, Masterful Blitz Strike the enemy with a technique fueled by the power of your beast chakra. Technique used is determined by the number of different types of beast chakra opened. Yes. I want to find out. Let's find out what all of these things do. Actions and traits. Actions. Probably down here, yeah. Elixir Field delivers an attack to all nearby enemies with a potency of 800 for the first enemy? What? And 40% less for all remaining. Still, 800? Opens the Lunar Nadi. Grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. Any additional effects associated with the executed action will also be applied. Can only be executed while under the effect of 3 of the same beast chakra. But that means that I could form shift. Actually, no. Not form shift, because that's only 1. Perfect balance to do 3 of the same thing and then just Elixir Field, which is huge. Flint Strike delivers an attack to all nearby enemies with a potency of 800 for the first enemy and 40% less for all remaining. Opens the Solar Nadi, so it's the same thing but it opens a different Nadi. Grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. Any additional effects associated with executed action will also be applied, can only be executed while under the effect of 3 distinct beast chakra. So those two are effectively the exact same, except if you want to open the specific Nadis. And then there's Tornado Kick. Delivers an attack to target and all enemies nearby it with a potency of 1200 for the first enemy, and 40% less for all remaining. Grants Formless Fist. Any additional effect associated with the executed action will also be applied. It can only be executed, well, under the effect of Lunar Nadi and Solar Nadi, as well as 3 Beast Chakra. That is insane. And then what's Celestial Revolution? Delivers an attack with a potency of 600. Opens the Lunar Nadi. If the Lunar Nadi is already open, opens the Solar Nadi instead. Grants Formless Fist, allowing the execution of a weapon skill that requires a certain form without being in that form. Any additional effects associated with the executed action will also be applied. Can only be executed under the effect of 3 Beast Chakra. Okay, so that's like a fallback. If you were going for Elixir Field, but you ended up not getting it, then you'll get Celestial Revolution, and at least you'll do something. It won't be as powerful as Elixir Field, but, and it's a single target attack, but at least you'll get that other Nadi opened so that you'll be able to do Tornado Kick. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick. Yeah. Also, we've got the Forbidden Chakra, which is an upgrade from Steel Peak. But Riddle of Earth, it will be in 4 levels. Reduces damage taken by 20%. Grants Earth's Resolve upon taking damage. Gradually restores HP. Carry potency 100, duration 15 seconds. Grants additional effect, grants Earth's Rumination for 30 seconds. Well, what does that do? What does Earth's Rumination do? What? You can't just tell me it also grants this thing, and then not tell me what that thing is. Okay, can only be executed while under the effect of Earth's Rumination is Earth's Reply. Restore own HP and the HP of all nearby party members, 300. Earth's Resolve potency, 500. Earth's Resolve potency? Oh, okay. Grants Earth's Resolve upon taking damage. But then, I guess if you do get under the effect of Earth's Resolve, then it increases the potency of Earth's Reply. So when you use Riddle of Earth, you want to get hit at least once so that you can then use Earth's Reply for even more healing. Interesting, interesting. Look at these flaming fists of Ifrit. But I do wish, like, they can be dyed. Hold up. Ah, it's not a full dye, but that does look pretty good, though. I was hoping I could make the whole flame effect like blue, just make it all blue flames, but even making part of it blue would be pretty neat. You can also go green for some coppery fire. Trying to see if, oh, I wonder how this would look. Pretty good. I think I've got metallic blue dye somewhere. But yeah. Or maybe I've got metallic green, I can't remember. Interesting, interesting. But for now, let's see. A fistful of resolve is in Ul'dah. We can get to that later. First, switch back to ninja. Let's go to the flagship here. Take care of that. We should also rendezvous with Vulcan. Oh. That's also here. Interesting. Yeah, they're just on opposite sides of each other. I guess we'll do this. That probably involves... It's just going to unlock a fight that we'll have to do to complete the quest, and then the other one we'll just complete a quest, and then the following quest will probably unlock something. My shoulder's been killing me today. I think I must have slept on it wrong or something. It's like the muscles right under the shoulder blade. Not happy. It's been getting better though. I put some ice on it and I put some heat on it.
I see we are the first to arrive. No matter. Your colleagues should be here enough. They were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had the Garleans slipped by unnoticed, I dare not think of the consequences. Archon Y'shtola set forth to Asisla. It became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he has yet to find his prize.
Okay, so this is probably going to unlock a dungeon. Meanwhile, the other one that completes is probably just going to unlock the hard mode of the Sephiroth fight.
Well met, Unakalai, and thank you for answering my summons so swiftly, June. We shall be glad of your presence should we meet with the 6th Legion, as seems all but certain. As you may be aware, this facility houses some of Alec's most advanced technology. Accordingly, Irianger sought to deny the Empire easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the core laboratories already.
'Tis passing strange. I wove the war in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Sharlayan. Naught was left to chance, naught. 'Tis well known that the children of Garlemald have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery. That they should succeed in unraveling a complex scheme of magecraft, and with such surprising swiftness, is passing strange.
That it is, Urianger, but 'tis a mystery for another day. Arcana Stola has the right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enabled the Alligans to harness primal energies. Of particular concern is the Genesis expression, an etherochemical formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create substance from nothingness. I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with that morsel, yes, and knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks enables us to predict his position. Do you not see? We have been gifted the perfect opportunity to remove the head of an entire legion. I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Una Kalai. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying Legatuses? Kral's sentiments reflect my own. Yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, Urianger? Urianger?
Forgive me. My thoughts were bound up in idle imaginings. In answer to thy question, milady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter.
Right. I've enabled the facility's teleporters. Shall we? You dwell on the matter of the barrier.
I do. Verily, 'twas a warding spell of labyrinthine intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldesion himself. Even the most learned Archon would require some several moons to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself.
Curious. Also, let's go take care of this quest first, finish it off. Since I just need to find the person I'm supposed to talk with. There we go. Verification node. Yes, I got this crystal for you.
Activating verification systems. Combat simulation request acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone data. Data processed. Adversary. Warring triad. Sephiroth. Defining simulation parameters. Warning. Threat level extreme. The Empire assumes no responsibility for death or injury resulting from participation in combat simulations. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating combat simulation. The Empire thanks you for volunteering to participate in this study. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent participants. Your sacrifice is appreciated.
Uh-huh. My sacrifice, huh?
Containment Bay S1T7 Extreme now accessible.
Right. If I do decide to take that on, pretty sure I could do it myself. Considering how well the previous fight went. But for now... we need to... just operate the facility. Oh, the facility terminal, yeah. Oh! It's just a synced thing. Synced fight. No dungeon, no trial. Well, there's more. But wait, there's more! And now they're all dead. It does sink me to level 60, sadly. Can't avoid that. Where'd he go? Hey, come back here. Huh? Hello? Oh, I shall contend with this foe. Press onward, my comrades. Sure, Arianche, but you know you're not a tank, right? You know that, right?
In the name of the Emperor!
The name of the Emperor! Unicali, you gonna do something? Just gonna stand there? Such an awkward position. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, but thank you so much, Unicali.
Mistress Cryo! Good. I will stand guard over Mistress Cryo. You must keep the legatus from his prize.
Leave her in your care, then. You'd best keep her safe, Unicali. Despite your inaction in all these combats thus far. This one looks like a handful. You'll be fine. Check yourself. God sword all you want. About to die. What? Huh? Ridiculous. He's dead like 10 times over. Quickly inside the barrier. After the legatus. Oh, are you gonna get pulled up by these guys? And still they come. Press on, June. I will handle this. This is what the legatus.
I have exposed the bones of their work. Now to extract the marrow. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head.
You may try.
Ninja!
Savages.
Did you just call me savage? Just said savages? Savages, savages,
Savages.
Yep, that's what he's saying. Is that all you got?
Can you withstand this?
Yes. Is that a serious question?
There is nowhere to run!
Isn't there though? I think there's
Can you withstand this?
some places to run.
My weapons, inhibitors exist for a reason, but I will not lose to you again.
Oh. Yeah? Are you sure about that? Is that all you got?
Enough!
Oh, boy, you did a tiny bit of damage. Yeah, that's nice. But, yeah.
June!
Yeah, I'm fine. It was barely even a sweat.
The Termolith is unbreached, then?
I mean, he activated it in some way, but... Okay, so are we gonna do something? Okay. Because, like, he was just kind of hobbling forward. He basically did.
Cryle!
Why don't I run over there? I could teleport in front of him.
My wounds will not slow my blade, should you seek to bar my path.
And you would slay me, no doubt. But it would be your final act.
That slow walk. Honestly, I could just cast a lightning bolt on him and he would die. He would keel over.
What madness affects you, Eorzean fools? The Emperor but desires a means to shackle the Icons and their destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation?
It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your Emperor seeks to contain would be as kindling waiting for a spark.
Forget not the White Raven, Legatus. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of Allig, and invited the calamity in so doing.
This star's fate is too important to be decided by any one man, a warmongering savage least of all.
Who calling him a savage?
Have care, boy. You speak of my emperor.
Yeah, he does.
But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause.
And what do you do? Really? Really, that works? Really?
Again, I could throw a dagger at him and he would fall over dead. Like,
Why aren't we doing anything?
well, well, I appear not to be dead. Ow!
Cryle? Urianger? You're a healer?
Cryle,
Or was he not a healer yet?
I may have cracked a rib or two, but I'll be fine, honestly.
Our foes gave no quarter. Had Unukalai stinted in his defense of thee, thou mayst be certain thy hurts would be far worse.
Yeah, and perhaps she wouldn't be hurt at all if he had done anything in the fights. He just stood there. I watched him.
Stood up on a pedestal and did nothing during the fight. Pretty sure he's a black mage. He could have done something. And wait, how did he tend to Kryle's wounds? Is it just practical medicine? Because he's a black mage, he's not a white mage.
I could do no less. Mistress Kryle is here at my behest, after all.
The secrets of Allig are safe for the present, though 'tis doubtful the Legatus will return to Golemald till the prize he coveteth lieth in his grasp.
Then we must redouble our effort to protect this place. Kryle and I will place additional seals upon the Termlith.
Couldn't we just like snap it in half to just destroy it so nobody can use it?
Unukalai. I appreciate you staying at my side. Thank you.
Yeah, but I still don't trust him. He's constantly wearing a mask, won't tell us anything about himself or his supposed master. 'Twas not. And he's a child, and he somehow knows all this stuff.
Oh, please, it was a good deal more than that, and you know it. Now let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is, "You're welcome."
You are welcome. So, are you gonna tell us literally anything about you or your master? Or how you know all this stuff when you're a child?
What's going on with you? Urianger, are the new wards already in place?
My colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I come unto thee in secret, that I might question thee outside their hearing.
Question me?
Aye, I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft.
He who invited an Imperial Legatus into this facility in hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the Warrior of Light.
You accuse me of masterminding this day's events?
The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didst lure the Legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. 'Tis plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism is proposing his elimination, in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first.
And do you have proof of this?
Thine own words betrayed thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Kryle was ignorant. Whence then did the Legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. None save one possessed of an otherworldly gift could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such.
Assuming these accusations have merit, what then?
Full many times and oft doth the pursuit of truth lead men down darkened paths. I take no issue with thy purpose. 'Tis but thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire, we have a common foe. Hadst thou deigned to share thine intentions with June or Mistress Kryle, 'tis like that we would have closed the trap with less risk to life and more success.
I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Alec as bait. Who among you would agree to such a reckless plan?
None, and with good cause. Irrespective, thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that in matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so pridest thyself is conspicuous by its absence.
You know, I can't help but notice the irony in Urianger chiding this man, or this child, about such things, when he is constantly keeping secrets from the rest of the Scions for the greater good and some master plan.
He's always doing that.
But then he's still like, oh, no, you're not allowed to do that, child. You should have told everyone.
Know that the salvation of this star is an end too vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust in thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune.
Indeed. Oh yeah, Urianger? Oh yeah? Failure to trust in your comrades? My sincerest apologies, Genasi. Urianger is correct in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire.
I would ask that thou forgive Unukalai this transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Kryle. 'Twould be a pity for one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere it had a chance to bloom.
It would also be a pity to keep such secrets from a friend.
There you are, you rotten idler! When he should have realized we were struggling with the wards alone, she was absolutely livid! Ah, never mind the warring triad. I have awoken Archon Ishtola's tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and there atone for mine indolence.
Come, Genasi. It is time we return to the Rising Stones. Yeah, and maybe you could, like, share with me some other secrets about yourself. weird child. But again, Urianger, you have no grounds upon which to stand. Also crazy that Legatus, the last thing he said was, "You cannot hope to win," and then I immediately did. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent of counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Urianger suggested, I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for the selfsame purpose, the salvation of this star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. Then perhaps we should destroy primal harnessing technology instead of wording it. What I am about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. Auracite? Like white Auracite that we use to kill Asians? Also, what do you mean by another world? Which other world? Which one? So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection, its propensity to bleed primal energies, and with each victory the heroes changed, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite. Insatiable in their hunger for ether, they ultimately went to war. So the 14th, then. The Void. Over the star's ever-dwindling life force. And fought until there was nothing left. Thus, as Urianger so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. Know that my master too cares deeply about the fate of this star. I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Uh-huh. How do you know so much about the 14th? No, not Warring Triad, come on. Unukalai. Balance unto all. He has urgent news to share on the current state of the Warring Triad. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we must needs move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the Warring Triad must be toppled. The question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Y'shtola detected erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the icon Sophia, known simply as the Goddess in former times. Such readings can mean only one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Azizla forthwith and put an end to this primal deity, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. Sure. I will, real quick, just, Mercantile docks. I wonder if the Nasia Laminsa has any docks that would lead me? No. Such a shame. Travel so far. Let's go Phoenix. While we're in Doma. Seems only right. Also, don't know if I mentioned it last time, but there was, like a week or two ago, an update that made it so that you can mount while moving, which is an awesome quality of life update. I love it. So glad that's a thing. Though I still occasionally catch myself pausing and waiting for the bar to fill before moving, because it's just muscle memory for the past few years of having to stand still, summon mount, then move.
All are free to travel in and out of the Enclave. Do you seek passage?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, it was the Enclave? I could have just teleported to the Enclave. Why didn't you? Why did it put that? What?
Wait, how do I get to the Enclave? Like, visually. Oh, I could just click there and then just teleport, like... Made that long flight for nothing. Let's go ahead and mend on this thing. Alright. Also, you will again notice that I still have 6.9 million gil. That's because I keep entering lotteries for houses and I keep not winning the lotteries. It's sad, man. I never win a house.
Genossia, you are returned from Eorzea.
Yeah, and I bring friends.
They are homeward bound? It comes as a relief to hear that there were no complications. Thank you for facilitating the return. I shall inform Lord Hien at the first opportunity. We have a mountain of work ahead of us, but with their help, I'm confident we can see it through. And I hope I can count on your assistance in the future as well.
Apparently, yes. It takes an enclave. Kozakura has a proposition for you. Oh, does she?
Genossia, Kami be praised. I was hoping you might pay us a visit. It is, as ever, an honor.
Oh, calm down. There's no need for all that.
Once again, I must thank you for helping our brothers and sisters secure passage back home. With so many skilled craftsmen soon to be at our disposal, we of the Shazenkai are ready to proceed to the next stage of our plan to rebuild the Enclave. Which brings me to a rather delicate matter. Perhaps you will find this shameless, but circumstances being what they are, I see no other way. The reconstruction and revitalization of the Enclave cannot hope to succeed without the contributions of wealthy individuals such as yourself. I understand if you wish to refuse outright, but I beg of you, please listen to our proposal in full before you decide.
For the sake of Doma and her people, I should be glad to lend a hand, of course.
It warms my heart to hear you say that. Truly, Doma has no greater friend. Where to begin? Ah, of course. it is important that you understand the state of the Enclave at present. I am sure you recall how everything was when you first arrived. Rubble in the streets, buildings in ruin, and so forth. While we have made some superficial progress since the castle fell and Doma was liberated, the scars of the occupation are far from healed. Since antiquity, the kingdom of Doma has prospered from the gifts of the One River. The success of our agriculture and industry is intricately tied to our position here. Alas, in our struggle against the Garleans over the decades, much of what was built over centuries was lost. Fertile farmlands that once yielded produce for export were despoiled, and what little remained could barely feed our people. Our foreign rulers did not hesitate to impose their will on a local industry as well. Not only were we forced to purchase goods from imperial concerns regardless of quality or cost, but our merchants were also forced to sell their wares to Garleans at a loss, assuming they received compensation at all. While those dark days are behind us, many of our former trading partners are reluctant to engage us in trade agreements for fear of the Empire's wrath. And so, for the most part, we must continue to fend for ourselves and craft what tools and so forth we require. Or so we would, had we the facilities. Forgive me, it is not so dire as it may sound. Our problems may be many, but we are all wholly committed to the challenge before us. We are not unlike the Shazenzo, a hardy herb that... A hardy herb that can thrive in even the most inhospitable of conditions. I took inspiration from its strength and stubbornness when deciding upon a name for our organization, in fact. No matter the struggle, no matter the cost, the Shizenkai will do everything in its power to overcome every hurdle and rebuild this home of ours. Please excuse my sudden fit of passion. It was most unbecoming. Anyway, I have spoken to the general state of the Enclave. Let us discuss more specific concerns. Though, having said that, it would be simpler if you were to see things for your own eyes. Please, head to the work site north of the Aetheryte and speak with Mitsuba. I shall join you shortly. Well, well, you're Jinase-san, aren't you? In need of a hot meal? Actually, she is here at my behest. I thought it would be best if a potential patron saw our efforts firsthand. If you would be so kind as to explain to her what you do. Ho-ho! Foisting the burden onto me, are we? Very well, if you insist. Allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Mitsuba. Once upon a time, I owned and operated the largest tavern in the Enclave. I had a hand in everything, from balancing the ledgers to stirring the cook pots. Owing to my experience, I've been asked to oversee the work here in the 10,000 stalls. That was the exact same look I gave Kozakura when she showed me this place. 10,000 stalls? By the kami, there's not even 10! But mark me, there will be. When we're through, this place will have on offer every imaginable cuisine. Just thinking about it's enough to set my heart racing and my mouth watering. As I explained earlier, however, trade, or lack thereof, is a major problem at present. We simply aren't getting enough shipments of consumables from outside Yansha, and so our people are forced to eat the same simple fare day after day. However, once our negotiations with foreign concerns bear fruit, we should be able to exchange whatever surplus we produce for a wider variety of ingredients, bringing us closer to realizing Mitsuba's vision. This may seem like a silly goal to strive for, but by improving the quality of life for our people in a clear, understandable manner, we can motivate them to work harder and tackle more difficult tasks. Doma will not be rebuilt in a fortnight, and we need every victory, however small. We've a bloody long road ahead of us, but we need only take it one step at a time. Whatever help you can contribute to the cause would be welcome. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us, Mitsuba. We should head back to the Shisenkai and continue our conversation there, so as not to get in the way of their work. There's not too much left to explain, but if you would indulge me in a little longer, I would be grateful.
Donation basket, I see.
The 10,000 stalls are but one example of what we hope to build here in the Enclave. Alas, it will take much time and effort. And it will also take tremendous resources. Resources that I pray you will be willing to contribute. Raw materials, foodstuffs, linens, medicines, all this and more would be of use. Anything and everything you can afford to part with would be welcome. Furthermore, as a token of our appreciation, we will provide a small gratuity relative to the value of the items you relinquish. You need only place these items in the donation basket to my left. I will calculate the gratuity and pay you immediately.
The Doman Enclave reconstruction commenced. You may now use the donation basket to contribute unneeded items to the Shisenkai. These items will be used to supply and finance the reconstruction of the Doman Enclave. Further details can be had by speaking with Kuzukura. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. So...
Got anything? If I can gift him. Might as well give him some Curl Skin, Pinprick Pebble, Beret Skin, Himian Orb. I don't think they'll accept these, but I'll see. Hippogriff Skin, Bloody Knife Blades, Bloody Bardiche Head, Impwing, Lance Head. Yellow yarn supply. Why not? Let's see what we can give them. Oh, there's so much other stuff. Back to it. Real quick, let's see about starting up a party finder. Alliance. We need the Void Ark. Yes. Completion. Restricted party. Sure. The Void Ark. We'll make sure to set this to unrestricted. Once we get enough people, go through that. Anyways, it looks like, yeah, okay, so those two, like I thought, can't be donated. These can. Weekly budget 20,000. Looks like we get 109. That. Oh, only 10. Sure.
Thank you so much for your contribution. We pray you will favor us with your generosity in the future as well.
Sure. I don't know if there's like a certain, like if you gift a certain amount of things, will they unlock a new quest or something? I figure we'll empty out some of this stuff. I was kind of keeping a lot of this stuff in case I needed it for leveling crafting jobs, but I think I might as well just sell it. Well, I guess the animal hide stuff I'll hang on to in case of any leather creators. But it's like kelp? I don't know what I'd be doing with kelp. Although, high quality stuff I'm gonna hang on to just because you can't get high quality stuff anymore. Oh wait, no. This one. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what blood would be used for. Fish meal? Fertilizer. Interesting. Yeah, you can't get high quality stuff anymore because they discontinued high quality. Items. Oglemog the 12th Whisker. Okay, so one more to grab from Mika. Lots of high quality ingredients. Nice. That's one party member. What? But they clearly joined the party. What? Oh, did they join the in a different alliance? Yeah, makes sense. That's why I want to do this, honestly. Alliance. There we go. That's everything for now. Now, while we're on this side of the world, should probably take a look in Kugane for any more unlock quests. Which there are a few. There's the new king on the block. This one, a minstrel king of the castle. As well. Tenkanto. Tier number 2. Rakuzen District. Oh yeah, also when sprint wears off, if you're not in combat, I think that's what it is, or maybe it's if you're not, or if you're in a town, it might be that. You get jog. Movement speed is increased, effect ends upon entering battle. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So you can continue to move fast through towns instead of having to wait another 30 seconds before you can sprint again and stuff. Especially nice in towns because you can't mount up in towns. What the? Oh, is this is the Monster Hunter crossover. This hunter's unbridled enthusiasm can mean only one thing. The hunt is on. Yeah. Well, well, if it isn't my old rival, Gymnasia Visan. Come at last to learn from a true hunter of elite marks, have you? What, huh? Forgive me if I seem overly presumptuous. Being the renowned adventurer that you are, I've always considered you to be a rival of sorts. A little healthy competition goes a long way in keeping one's skills sharp, you know. Ha 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 ha! But a hunter ain't worth without a smithy to keep him armed and armored. You'll have to excuse him. He's never been one for social graces. But he's a fine hunter. And what he brings back to the forge keeps me in business. Who has time for grace when the game is afoot? Which reminds me, I have news of a quarry that may pique your interest. I recently came across a rather peculiar bill on the clan hunt board. Here, have a look. Yeah? The bill depicts a crimson wyvern unlike anything you have ever seen. Unfortunately, further reading of the bill reveals nothing of its origins. Strange, isn't it? Not only is the drawing unabashedly crude,
The bill itself lacks the formality expected of anything approved by the Centurial clan. Still, a bounty is a bounty. Before setting out, though, I thought it wise to first confirm the details of their quest, and therein lies the rub. The clansmen weren't even aware this bill had been posted. Likely the escapades of some mischievous youth, they said. But if this beast truly is out there somewhere, what manner of hunter would I be if I didn't go and find out? And from what I've been told, you're never one to back down from a chance at adventure. So how about it? Will you take me up?
Will you take up the hunt? Count me in. Me and my funky shades. Every bit the thrill seeker I marked you for. Glad to hear it. To make things a little more interesting, what do you say we make this a race, eh? To see who can slay it first. I'll even give you a hint to get you on your way. The beast we're after is a Rathalos. King of the skies, they call it. From what I've gathered, it was last spotted somewhere around the Azim Steppe. You're like to learn more if you speak with the locals at Reunion. As for me, I still need to prepare before I can head out. So consider this a head start. Good luck, Janasia, and may the best hunter win. Oh, I'm gonna win. You're wielding a Titan sword, which is level 50? And now you're doing Zac squats. Wah, wah. So, I wonder, is it possible to do this with just a party of... Well, not when one member is level 60. I hope that's not your only job. We're trying to do this unsynced after all. Though I suppose it would be nice to get a healer in here. Maybe we wait a little bit. Maybe. Man, all of a sudden there's so many party fighters popping up. Cruiserweight at 1. And they're running all 4 cruiserweights. I've already done all 4 cruiserweights this week. In fact, I finished them up this morning. Eden's first Refulgence Savage. Mountain Farm? Or whatever else you need, yay! Refulgence Savage. Wild. There's also still a locked normal raid. Wonder when we'll unlock that. Whatever it is. Maybe it's during Lee's Sky Pirate quest line. Might as well go and accept the other quest, King of the Castle. 2 quests, both have King in the name. New King on the block and King of the Castle. Wild. I do remember hearing about people trying to get the Rathalos mount and running the, I think it's a trial, over and over again. Trying to get it. Of course, it'll be a lot easier for me now that I could be level 100 and do it unsynced.
Janasia for son! Oh, thank heavens! I'm in dire need of a capable adventurer, and I can think of none better. Cheepy cheepy. Local officials have been working desperately to keep this confidential, but there is trouble in Kugane Castle. It has been overrun by a band of outlaws. What's more, they've taken hostages a number of nobles, along with the Bugyo, Kugane's highest magistrate. Whoa. They're demanding the country's borders be closed off, insisting Kugane's efforts to establish ties with other countries is folly. Why, if they had their way, I imagine foreigners, or Ijin, as they call them, would never set foot here ever again. Under normal circumstances, the Sekisegumi would have taken steps to immediately resolve this crisis. But they dare not do anything to put the Bugyo at greater risk. To proceed would require a decree from the Bakufu. Yet I fear there is no time to send an envoy to the royal capital and back. Nevertheless, they have done their due diligence and delivered a missive. While waiting for a response, they have also called upon the East Aldenar Trading Company in an attempt to potentially expedite the rescue of the hostages. As to why they would go out of their way to contact us, well, one of the captives is from Ul'dah. It goes without saying the repercussions of a foreign dignitary coming to harm would be dire. Because the Sekisegumi cannot yet act in an official capacity, they have asked for my assistance in assembling a small contingent to infiltrate the castle. If you would join our cause, make for the aqueducts in the Rakusa district. There is a hidden passage leading into the castle kept under guard by the Sekisegumi. Tell them I sent you, and they will explain what you must do. Also, Dramatis Personae. Another quest. I didn't see that one before. Keaton. Keaton knows of someone seeking your acquaintance.
Welcome, milady. There is a young maiden here who would speak with you.
Huh?
Miss, the adventurer has arrived.
Hello.
And here she is! The liberator of both Doma and Alamigo in the flesh! I am Lena Murilla. Lena Murilla, correspondent for The Raven. You may recognize me from my expose on the secret lives of the homunculi.
The what?
But enough small talk. It's not for nothing that I've been standing here since yesterday morning on the off chance you'd pass by.
You what? Ma'am? Ma'am?
No, I'm here because, actually, it's best you heard it from Alma. I am but an observer. Alma, come! I found her!
Huh?
Is this the adventurer of whom you spoke? Indeed it is. Please, I beg of you, find my father. You are his only hope. It's all right, Alma. We're attracting unwanted attention. Might I suggest a change of venue? We will await you before the Prima Vista. The theater barge has a berth at the airship landing.
This feels like a reference to something that I don't recognize. But the music feels like that's probably music from whatever they're referencing. Buve, younger sister of Ramzabuve, and a member of House Buve in Final Fantasy Tactics. Unlike the two eldest Buve children, who have blah stuff. Historical character from Final Fantasy 14. She was the younger sister of blah blah. I mean, she's not from Final Fantasy 14, but. Interesting. Yeah, apparently she was from Tactics. Cool.
As I said before, I think it better we continue this conversation in the privacy of the young lady's barge. It's not that I don't trust anyone here, it's simply that I don't trust anyone here. Gate guard Minagumo has been instructed to look out for you. In future, speak with him when you wish to gain admission to the docks. Uh-huh. Thank you for coming, Janasia. You're probably wondering why I've summoned you to an airship, and a Garlean one at that. Allow me to explain on the shuttle.
I'm sorry, a Garlean airship? What? Ma'am? Those do not look like they're moving anywhere near fast enough to lift this thing. Now they're moving a little faster. Yeah, a Garlean airship? Excuse me? Excuse me? Ma'am? Yo, what? Yo, what? Hey, where's the texture on that head there? Looks to be missing. Excuse me? Excuse me? Whoops. Got a lot of makeup here. Some jewelry and stuff. Perfumes, gloves. Lots of papers. Again with the lack of texture. Like, you don't put lines like that on something you're constructing. Unless, I don't know, is it made of paper? It's like giant graph paper? But then wouldn't the paint kind of destroy? I don't know.
The Prima Vista serves as both stage and home to the majestic Imperial Theatre Company.
Uh-huh. So maybe it is giant graph paper.
You can keep that dirk in your drawers. No one here is a member of the Imperial Army, nor are there any spies within the troop. At least, no known spies.
Excuse me?
Ask anyone and they will readily attest. The majestic Imperial Theatre Company are the finest practitioners of the dramatic arts to be found anywhere on the 3 great continents and beyond. They have admirers throughout the Empire and its territories, and even boast a sizable following in Gridania, hence my assignment to their story. It is a little known fact, outside Garlemald at least, that the late Emperor was a devoted patron of the arts who supported various theater troupes to the tune of much coin. Indeed, Solus was so enamored of the majestic players that he ordered the construction of this very airship, that the troupe might perform in every corner of the Empire. When his grandson took the throne, however, everything changed. Now, all theater troupes, domestic and foreign, must submit their works for approval by the Central Imperial Board of Censors. If a play is deemed vulgar or inflammatory, is banned, and the troupe denied their writs of transit. The worst offenders? Well, they're never heard from again. This policy has effectively left playwrights with one of two options: compromise their creative integrity to curry favor with his radiance, or put down their quills altogether. The principal of the Majestic, however, chose a third option: to express his disapproval for the new Emperor's policies obliquely in ostensibly unpolitical works. Pray forgive me for my earlier outburst. I am Alma Bas Lexentale, daughter of Principal Genomus Sen Lexentale. Mayhap you have heard of my father's latest play, The Zodiac Brave story? On the surface, it is an innocent retelling of a well-known Gallian fairy tale, hardly worthy of the censor's attention, but beneath, it is something quite different. A fact the censors failed to spot when they approved the manuscript. Oh no, someone left the party. For public performance, the play quickly became a huge success. The common folk loved its fantastical story, while the learned classes appreciated its true message. By the time the Imperial Board of Censors realized their mistake, it was too late. No longer in a position to prohibit the performance outright without admitting fault, they took aim at the company's purse strings instead. Before long, noble patrons began to withdraw their support, fearing to be associated with the troupe, and by the end, even the learned felt compelled to feign ignorance. By bleeding the Majestic of their funding, the censors robbed them of their voice. No! People are leaving! And none of this has made it any clearer as to why you're here. Right.
Also, no, I have not heard of your plays at all, because you only play in the Garlean Empire. Like,
allow me, Lena.
Sid? Hi.
I've known Genomus since we were students at the Magitech Academy. When I heard his daughter was in Kugane, looking to enlist the aid of an adventurer, I felt compelled to give her your name. Sorry for not announcing myself sooner, old friend.
Gotta not a clue. Gotta not a clue.
Genomus and I were from different worlds, and that only served to fuel our friendship. Many were the nights we would prattle on into the wee small hours, warm flagons of peated ale numbing our minds to the other's naive ideologies. Yet, no matter where our conversations began, it would invariably end with him telling me how he was going to change the Empire from the inside out. The troupe was to be his path into the people's hearts. Even after the Empire forced him from his home, Genomus never gave up hope that his work might change the world. Art will ever... heart will ever strain against artificial bounds and borders, man-made walls and misguided wars. It is in such times of uncertainty that we must needs embrace our calling and take to the skies so others might do the same. What I'm trying to say, rather poorly, I concede, is that not all Garleans are hewn from the same stone. Just as there are those who pledge their lives to the Empire and would never think to question the authority of its leaders, there are those who, like Alma's father and myself, whose love for their country does not blind them to its flaws. Still, try selling that sack of sunflower to an Alamegan or a Doman who has watched his family consumed in the flames of a Magitek Reaper.
How many Eorzean adventurers do you think would leap at the opportunity to help an Imperial search for her missing father? And in Garlean territory, no less. But you are different. You have seen enough to know that the line between good and evil is not defined by race, color, or creed. So, what say you?
I would make a poor adventurer were I to shy from adventure. I could never turn my back on damsel in distress.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Now that you understand the nature of the task, perhaps Alma could provide some insight as to where we might begin our search.
Shortly before my father disappeared, he began work on his next play, a successor to the Zodiac Brave story. But I am getting ahead of myself. Please follow me.
Is that the end of the cutscene? I hope so, so we can start this raid real quick and then get back to this. Yeah, this is a long cutscene. I'll try to speed things up. That appears to be a view of Kugane.
Through adventure and hardship, young Delita, a boy of common blood, becomes a hero, culminating in the birth of the mythical kingdom of Ivalice. But that is where the story ends. There are no records of anything that follows. Was Principal Genomus simply going to invent something? My father believed that he had discovered evidence of a second hero, one whose efforts went largely unnoticed, but without whom Delita would never have risen to the throne. His was the next tale he wanted to tell, the true Zodiac Brave story. A second hero? According to my father's studies, this young man was one of Delita's closest friends and confidants. That is, until the untimely passing of Delita's sister forced the two to part ways. Yet the unnamed hero continued to provide aid to his friend by thwarting the machinations of those who had schemed against Delita, thus paving the way for the pauper's rise to regent. You must forgive me, but I've never heard anyone make such claims. How exactly did your father come by this information? That is a long story.
One which begins and ends with Genomus becoming lost in the very legend he sought to lay bare. Even as far back as our academy days, Ivalice had Genomus firmly in its grasp. He flatly refused to believe the story was just a fairy tale. And so, when he was finally driven out of Garlemald, it was only natural that he should choose this of all places as his refuge. Was it not, Alma?
That is correct, Master Garland. It has long been my father's belief that the ruins of ancient Ivalice lie beyond Nagsha, buried beneath the sands of the Dalmasca Desert.
Poor Dalmasca. The kingdom prospered in relative isolation for countless generations, until the Empire came calling.
When not touring, my father would organize expeditions into the Dalmasca Desert to search for proof of Ivalice's existence. Sometimes he would bring back strange artifacts, ancient tomes, and crystals unlike any others. My father called them Orosite, and claimed they were vital to proving his theories. This is one such crystal.
Dude, that's...
By the 12, it's magnificent!
Ivalician legend tells of crystals bequeathed by the gods unto those who would be kings. It is during his quest to gather Orosite that young Delita rises to prominence. I must have heard the tale 1,000 times from my nursemaid, but that is all it ever was, a tale.
My father would often tell us how the Orosite spoke to him. At the time, we assumed he was speaking figuratively, that the stone's beauty roused his muse. But then he began to act strangely. How so? Following our arrival here in Hingashi, my father spent most of his time cloistered in his chambers, poring over his past research, and though he was alone, we could oft hear him in conversation. It was not uncommon for my father to recite the lines as he wrote them, but it soon became clear that this was something else. It was as if he was talking to my mother who passed several winters gone. Might this not have been out of mere loneliness, or perhaps the strain of your flight from Garlemald? Possibly, but that would not explain the voices which answered him.
How long is this cutscene? There is so much going on. Alma, who are these people? I told you I do not require any help finding father, especially from outsiders.
So good of you to join us, Ramza. Allow me to introduce.
Enough, Master Sid. We may be shunned by the Empire, but we are still Garleans, and we still have our pride. Unlike some, it seems, we require neither the aid nor the pity of foreign rabble.
Have you forgotten where you are, brother? It is we who are the foreign rabble. This land and its customs are all but unknown to us. We would be fools to conduct our search without a proven guide.
Your sister is right, Ramza. As for my good friend here, your mistrust is ill-placed. I will personally vouch for her character. In all the time I have known her, she has never once let anything as insignificant as race or creed color her judgment. You are lucky to have her.
But we would have you, Master Garland. Why do you refuse us?
You know why. Until this affair with Omega is resolved, my hands are tied. It pains me to refuse you and your sister, but it pains me far more to leave Genomus to his fate. I am sorry.
You need not apologize. I let my emotions get the better of me. After what happened in Rabanastre, it may be time to admit we're out of our depth.
My brother's last expedition met with tragedy in the ruins of the capital city. He barely escaped with his life.
The Empire turned Rabanastre into a death trap. You were a fool to set foot there without a proper escort.
I realize that now, Master Garland, but at the time I saw an opportunity to rescue our father and took it. Whatever led you
to believe your father was in Damascus' capital?
My father's fascination with Ivalician legend began with a trip to the antediluvian city, long before the war. Call it a premonition, but something tells me that is where he has returned.
Now you must excuse me. I need some time to think.
Yes, go. Let's all take some time to think. And
Then, Alma, I shall leave you and your brother in Genosia's capable hands. She has ever repaid my trust with interest. You would do well to grant her yours.
no, don't leave the party. Now we're almost.
Thank you, Master Garland. We will not forget this kindness.
Well, we gained 2 and then lost 1, sadly. Finally, yes. End the cutscene. Wrap it up. Let's go. Woo! Okay. Let's ready check. Hopefully we can get through with 4 people.
Ghost ship.
Get the organs. Love it.
Void Ark.
Let's go. Ooh, I recognize that hammer. Wait. Ah, good. This place sure is crumbling. Oh, there's a third. Didn't see it. Sturdy castle. This feels almost Geiger-esque in its design. Like a toned down Geiger. Basic paint suit. And a Cetus. So and interesting, so there's Void Ark equipment as well. Since I'm the only one in Alliance A, I get all the Alliance A equipment. For free. Yeah, let's run. We do have a bard, but I don't know if I don't think their buff persists or like extends beyond their alliance though.
port ventilation. At port ventilation.
Why do the fan blades have hands? Modification sound. Oh, something. That's a lot of mouths. Yeah, what's this all do? And whatever that does. Cool. Dark trousers and breeches. And I think this is a level 60 raid. So it's probably level 60. I wonder how good it is. That's a lot of coffins. Diabolos. Black dog. I was gonna dash to him, but he died. Kukale. Stars! No, no, you're not. Jacket of scouting and boots of healing. So much equipment to go through. Cutscene. Finally at the end. Got a Naga and a couple serpents. Some void sight. What? Yippee! Nice, 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 nice. What's this? Coffin lid? Guess I'll wind up a gift now. Sure. Thank you, peoples that joined me.
Bugger me. I expected danger, but not, spawned bleeding nightmare made flesh like that. Didn't stop you and your mates, though, did it? That's some crew you've got there, and no mistake.
Yeah, we're all like very high level. All of the people that showed up and me.
Right then, let's have a look inside that dirty great coffer type thing. Something tells me it's filled to the brim with booty.
Somebody tells me it's not. Have you looked at it? That looks straight evil, like it's containing some ancient force. Don't look at me, I never moved a muscle.
Diabolus. He's still here. What in the seven hells is that doing?
Nothing good. I'll tell you that right now.
This way, swiftly now!
Says a cat? What? I'm sorry, what?
Can anyone else see that talking cat over there? Holy this adventure's getting queerer by the minute.
Is that? Is that Kate Sif?
Still, I'd rather take my chances with a prattling puss than stay here. Get your things, mateys, we're leaving.
But what about the loot?
You can't spend it when you're dead. We either follow the furball and make friends with the spell-slinging Voidborn. Your choice.
That's it. How's an honest sky pirate meant to make a living? You best move! Uh-oh. There's no loot there anyways. Is that Kate Sif? If so, what did they do to my boy? Yeah, don't like that. Where are we going?
Where is it going?
Are we all going to space?
Ship's breaking up. Is it trying to bring her down?
No, he's opening her up. Probably to create a rift into the void. What did I say?
Person is attempting to initiate a dimensional displacement for the gate. It cannot possibly be large enough for the entire ship.
I'm gonna assume this is a cake. Insert. Big enough for that giant coffin.
The Queen's coffin? It takes her beyond her reach.
There's some wild stuff going on. There don't seem much point hanging around here. Let's get back to solid ground. What did they do to my boy? What are his proportions? What have you done? Why does he look like that? Why is he stick thin except for his wide face with giant eyes? Who did this?
Aye, it was a bit touch and go in places, I grant you. But here we all are, and all with our bits still attached. It's calls for a foaming flagon of... Hold on, ain't we missing someone? Didn't I tell Utala to wait for us here? Never fear, we've been keeping the girl company.
Never fear, we've been keeping the girl company. But enough about her. Did you see the cannon on that ship? As you know, my dear Leofard, I am not easily moved, but the sheer power on display set me all a-quiver.
Well, I hope you're content to admire it from afar. That vessel ain't for the likes of you and me.
Do not presume to measure me by your own limitations. Besides, I believe I've shown how resourceful I can be.
That thing opens a rift to the void. That's all the cannon does. That is not good to be used by anyone.
Which brings me neatly to the point. You have in your possession a device capable of tracking the ghost ship. Hand it over, or your engineer shall suffer the consequences.
You want to bet? Okay, and then we get her back, and then I just cleave this woman in twain.
Perfect! A compass pointing the way to my just reward. A weapon like that belongs in the hands of one with the will to use it.
To use it to open a rift to the void?
Come, lads, our business here is concluded. You're a moron!
The incompetence. And no. I could just walk up to them and just swing, and they'd all be dead. Problem solved.
I'm sorry, Captain. They caught me off guard. You get a bang on the head or something? The men I know would never give in to scum like her without a fight, unless... What did you do to the compass?
Who, me? Not. Besides slipping a leak pearl into its casing. Like, so long as Radila keeps it close, and you can be Sure she will. We'll know exactly what them thieving are planning. Anyone care to wager how long it'll take for her to notice me little gift?
That's very clever and all, but how were you proposing to stop her from getting her hands on that derelict and its great big cannon?
I ain't worked that part out yet, but I expect don't start with us keeping a close eye on the talents. Before we get into any of that, though, I've got some questions what need answering.
You wish to know more about of the Void Ark, the ghost ship as you call it?
The Void Ark, so that's its proper name. I'd like to hear whatever you'd care to tell us, Puss.
And I, for my part, am curious to hear your stories. Ere we continue, however, I must insist that you address me by my proper name. Cait Sith, what have they done to you? I will not respond to puss or cat, and most decidedly not furball. Cait Sith, what have they done to you? My goodness. Where are your organs, my guy? Don't give me a close-up on his eyes. His eyes the size of my head. My tale begins long, long ago in the city of Mach, which once stood in the lands of Yaphaim. The sorcerers of Mach were masters of destructive magics, and they brought that terrible power to bear against Amdapor and Nim in the War of the Magi. The titanic forces they unleashed, however, took a heavy toll upon the land, ultimately resulting in a colossal flood that drowned the realm of Eorzea, a catastrophe which my master, High Void Mage Cessair, was wise enough to foresee. Wait. Colossal flood? Are you talking about the Sixth Umbral Calamity? I suppose you would know it as such. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. When they learned of the fate that awaited them, the Machi Magi began construction of a gargantuan vessel that would bear their people to the skies and to safety. The operation of the Void Ark, as the ship came to be called, was entrusted to Cessair. Prior to that, of course, my master had been a prisoner in her own home, confined to her outspoken opposition to the war. So the Ark was meant to as a sanctuary. Then, how did it come to be so, what happened to all the people? And where did the Void Set come from? By what power do you imagine such a massive craft remains aloft? The energy required to raise the Ark was siphoned from over 1,000 otherworldly servants sealed within the vessel. Advances in Machi sorcery were made for one reason only: cataclysmic destructive power. And the swiftest and most dangerous method of acquiring that power was through the enslavement of voidsent entities. So the creatures on the derelict, they broke free from your master's control? At the very heart of the Ark, the Void Mages had entombed the great ruler of the Voidsent, Skathak, the Shadow Queen. But in order to control her so potent a prisoner, a mage of adamant was required. And being Mach's preeminent sorcerer, Cessair was deemed best qualified. Were it otherwise, my master might never have been released from her own imprisonment. Yet even with Cessair's peerless skill, The Shadow Queen could not long be subjugated. One after another, the lesser voids awoke and ran rampant within the ship. Sorry, he was clearly like shaking his fist with anger, but he's got such like toothpick of an arm. Like, bro, it's hard to take him seriously. In the end, Cesare and the 53 Void Mages aboard the Ark sacrificed their own life energies to return the fiends to their coffins. Leaving me, a lowly familiar, to watch over a derelict prison.
If I remember me umbral errors right, the stuff you just described happened more than 1,500 years past, which is a good while by anyone's measure. And since everything seems to have been quiet on board your boat till just recently, I'm thinking something unusual must have happened to wake the inmates up. Am I warm?
One day, a void scent that had taken the shape of a bat flew into the ship. At first, it was little more than a nuisance that I brushed away. But the longer it remained on the Ark, the stronger it seemed to become. Eventually, I could not contend with its power, and it began shattering seal after seal.
Also, let me just take a picture to yell about on social media.
You have faced this bat-winged fiend before? It would seem then that the creature survived the encounter, and that he intends to celebrate his restoration by liberating his queen.
Well, that explains that then. Except for one small detail. Namely where the Queen's coffin went. After it fell out of the ship's belly, I'm assuming it didn't just disappear, right?
You recall the great rift that the Ark's cannon ripped in the sky? That was a void gate. Such a portal opens a temporary path through the void, of allowing the ship to travel almost instantaneously from one location to another. The void sent, as you saw, only opened a gate large enough to displace the coffin. As for the coffin's destination, however, that is as much a mystery to me as it is to you. I beseech you, conquerors of the Ark, help me find the Queen's coffin ere the word's binding scathic are dispelled.
Smells to me like an adventure. And who knows what ancient mucky treasures we might stumble on along the way. Gods know they'll make a nice change from all the Malagan tombstones we've been collecting. I will help you. I'm not risking me hide for the sake of the realm, you understand. But I'll be if I let either Radlia or that bat-winged take the freedom of the skies from me.
You care only for how you might be inconvenienced? If the Shadow Queen were to return, it would have dire consequences for this entire star.
Count your blessings, Furball. I said we'd help, didn't I? Before we go rushing off in search of that coffin, though, there's preparations to be made. You might as well get back to your usual heroical employment, Junasia. I'll let you know when it's time to round up your mates again. For yet another raid. I should expect.
Wah, wah, wah. The time is nigh, my dear Talons. Soon we shall seize control of the ghost ship and all its power, and rule the skies from here to the ends of the world.
Oh yeah? You really think that? Girl, you don't know nothing. About nothing. Paying the bills. Achievement unlocked. Whatever that was. Let's go get and get Echidna. Minion. Let's take a look at all the things we picked up as well. Void Arc. That should be sold. Void Arc. Void Arc. Oh boy. Void Arc, Void Arc, Void Arc, many Void Arc breeches. Pants. Shoes, if you need. First, look. That looks decent. Might throw it in my chest. Let's look at the Void Arc stuff. Oops. Oh. It does have movement, that's cool. It's maiming, Dragoon Reaper. That is a fancy... Oh, I was like, that's a fancy... It's actually just wide. It's just wide. It's not... It doesn't go this way. It only goes this way. That is quite the hat. That's so silly. Healing. Casting gloves, which look nice. Scouting jacket. Yeah. Casting pants. Aiming pants, which look exactly the same, just different color. Striking pants, which just look like pants. Okay, so now let's take a look at... They are level 60, item level 200. Now... I've already got item level 210 equipment for level 60, so... Some even 255. So yeah, I don't think I'll be using any... I'll be actually using any of the gear. Probably sell the pants because they don't look all that great. The scouting thing I'll probably sell. I'll take these. Why are they so tall? But yeah, I guess I'll take these three and that and throw them into my armory chest and the rest of the stuff sell. The Weeping City.
Geonosia, I was just about to fly out to Ishgar and track you down. You remember Kate Sith, that Maki familiar? We've been working with him on a plan to find Diabolos and the Queen's coffin. There have been void sent sightings from pirates all over, so we know that bat-winged bugger is hiding someplace in the sky. Just don't know exactly where. And as for going about pinpointing the location, Leofard and the feline are bickering over just exactly how. That's where you come in. If you've a spare moment or two, we could use a third opinion to break the stalemate. Besides all that, Leofard's eager to have another hand to help in the search. So come on over to the Parex as soon as you're able. You know the way from here, don't you?
Using this standard to immediately fly my way over there? Yeah. Oh, also, some minions. I've got a couple in it. So I've got, obviously we got this echidna here. It's poking out of a coffin. But I also got a bunny. Shishi. I got it from that one 7.1 dungeon. Its name meaning leaping sun in the Shitona tongue. This variety of jackrabbit native to Yasalani is held by the Shitona people to be a distant relative. In the past, a fearsome Tural Vitral emerged from this otherwise harmless species and terrorized the people of Yawiyawata. It's like a little bunny minion. It's lovely. I've got an accompaniment node, and also an ancient one. That was from the Mog event. I got a Mama Automaton as well. Yeah. Constructed by Ironworks handyman Wedge solely of parts retrieved from a deactivated Azazel guidance node, this refurbished machina retains none of the guidance capabilities present in the original. Well, then, what is the point of it? I have to wonder. You just strapped a couple of floating islands together. Built a home.
Thanks for coming. The captain and the cat are inside, still having their discussion. Talk to Leofard, will you? Before I strangle the both of them.
Hello, Leofard.
If you're here to ask about the Queen's coffin, then you'd best turn around and walk straight out again. This aggravating furballs turned my mood sour as month-old old goat milk.
Leofard! Genosia's come all this way to help us at your request, I might add. She deserves to hear where we stand on the search, at least.
The search is giving me ulcers, is what it is. By all reports, Diabolos is lurking somewhere in the heavens building up his forces, but the sky is a vast dome as high as the ocean is deep. And we've not the pirates to scour every floating rock. That's when I tried my luck with Radlia. You remember her, don't you? Captain of the Talons, blonde hair, one eye, stole our bloody compass. And I've been eavesdropping. With that link pearl, I slipped into the casing, hoping to catch something useful. But all I've heard from her and her sorry crew is snoring, grumbling, and japes about the Archbishop's holy nethers. In the end, it seems we've no choice but to do this the hard way. But a certain mule in annoyance refuses to acknowledge the truth of it.
You cannot possibly hope to investigate the entire sky with this meager handful of ne'er-do-wells. I find my suggestion to seek aid from your fellow pirate gangs a perfectly reasonable one under the circumstances.
Stow it, you mangy alley cat! You've not the faintest idea of how sky pirates operate. Best case scenario, we'd be locked into a deal to hand over any treasure we find, and that's assuming we weren't laughed out of the broom to begin with.
You cannot assume that every man and woman shares your base morality. If we but made the attempt, I am sure we could convince some few of the nobility to our cause. And so it goes round and round. Knowing pirates as I do, I find myself siding with the captain on this. But what of you, Genossia? Any thoughts on the matter?
We should handle this ourselves. Actually, third option, we could ask some of my personal friends who don't care about treasure and do care about saving the world. You know?
See there? Even Genossia agrees with me. We proceed as we have been, and try to cover as much sky as possible. However, we tackle things, though we've a long road ahead of us. I'll see if I can't think of a better way to shorten it. You might as well head back to your adventures, Genossia. Unless you're willing to lend us your experience in another matter, that is. Utata, our chief engineer, has been mumbling about the Void Ark and cursing under her breath for days. Might be as you can provide some insight into her dilemma.
She is conducting her research in the sea of clouds, yes? Well, I should rather discuss the properties of the Void Ark than continue with this fruitless debate. I shall see you down there, Genossia.
Indeed. Well, I think that is actually where we will have to end things for today. Unless, what is this? Oh, yeah. Kind of got teleported right away ripped away from that, but we'll actually leave that. That's fine. Sekisei Blade is in Kugane. Awesome step for the Rathalos. Unu Kalai at the flagship as well. Yes. Lots of things done, still a lot more to do. But we shall continue that next week. Level 70 bracelet. So I'll hang on to that for now. Yes. Doing pretty good. I will return to Limsa. I believe my platoon has returned from their training. Also, I should sell and repair and throw things into glamour chest. Wait, I wanted to keep those. So these. Yeah. Alright. Getting real close to 7 mil though. Though I would really like to get a house, a nice house near Limsa. But other people keep snatching it up, winning the lotteries. So, we should be able to not command, not squadron. Yes, there you go. Get me more Aetheryte passes. Okay. Wait. Why am I keeping these bridesmaid sandals here? Oh wait, I think I was gonna see about maybe selling them on the market or something. Anyways. So, next stream will be on Monday. Gonna be playing Metroid Prime Hunters. Since Metroid Prime 4 is coming out soon, and Silex is in that, and Silex first showed up in Hunters. Not that there's that much Silex lore, if at all, in Hunters, but why not? I feel like playing it, and I got it set up so it should work really well, and I made a cool background for the stream that you'll get to see on Monday. I really like it, but yeah, Metroid Prime Hunters on Monday. Metroid Prime Hunters Monday. Metroid Monday. Wednesday should be more work on that OC redesign. Working on the legs. And then on Friday? Yeah, Friday. Gonna do a bonus birthday stream. I'll probably play Metroid Prime. I'm thinking about doing a thing again. So, way back when Metroid Prime Remastered first came out, released, first I streamed through playing the game, and then I streamed playing the game while wearing an arm cannon on my arm and using the motion controls. And I'm thinking about doing that again, because it is fun. It really makes my arm very tired and sore, but it is fun. So I'll probably do that for Friday. And then next Saturday, we'll be back for more of these side quests. They're doing some interesting stuff with these Sky Pirates and involving Void stuff. And now there's also this Final Fantasy Tactics questline, and also a Monster Hunter questline. Well, I say questline, it's probably like a couple quests in a trial, I assume. Though I don't know, the Nier Automata crossover had several quests and several raids, so who knows, maybe there's a bit more to the Monster Hunter crossover. But I'm pretty sure it's just like a trial. Anyways, more of that stuff, and also continuing this oh yeah, also there's some like people like kidnapping authority figures in Kugane, and then also this stuff with the warring trio. Lots and lots of things going on. These side quests that I hadn't gotten around to until now. But that makes them a lot easier to do because I can do them unsynced and breeze through any dungeons or raids or trials and finish up the quests and stuff. But regardless, until next time, be kind to yourself, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next mission. Bye-bye.